I call this episode the crowning glory. Yes, we're going to be talking all about hair care today. Welcome to Vitamin B with Mohana, where we help you take control of your well-being. I have the pleasure of hosting Dr. Rasya Dikshit, our dermatologist and cosmetologist, again with me at Vitamin B. And yes, she's here to talk about the possibility of great, healthy, beautiful hair for each one of us.
COVID changed a lot of things, and one of the things which we noticed significantly is significant amount of hair loss happened post-COVID. Younger people coming with hair loss.
A lot of us have tried, certain chemical treatments. It's only made the hair worse over time.
Keep telling you that hair and skin is what you eat.
Yeah.
Smoking. All these things trigger a very early onset of hair thinning.
Yeah.
Definitely sulfate-free is recommended, but remember that sulfate-free is not a very... Treating a woman with hair loss or hair thinning is much more difficult than treating a man. The workout is very intense and the amount of oil secretion and sweat secretion is more. The bacterial overgrowth on your scalp is more.
There's so much research saying don't use oil with soap.
Remember, our scalp can't be completely clean all the time. Indian mentality is more jhag, right? More lather, clean it is.
So true,
Cleaner it is, right? It is normal to have oil on your scalp.
Yeah, okay.
So don't overthink the oiliness and the cleanliness of the scalp. If you're going to use oil on the scalp, it's going to allow the bacteria and the fungus to grow. With a lot of conditioner and conditioning mask and serums, you can definitely make it shiny. A deep conditioning mask, especially if you have a longer hair, definitely recommended for all women at least once a week.
So grab a comfortable chair next to you and join me at Vitamin B, where we are going to be getting into the wild, wonderful world of hair care. So sit back, relax, and I'll see you at Vitamin B with me, Mohana. Hi Vitamin B community. We have always been very bullish about your health and your well-being. And I'm super happy today to be launching the very first merchandise which I know will make a difference to each one of us, which is the Vitamin B Granola. This granola has been in the making for over 2 years now, with our core team having it on a daily basis. So we felt it was important to spread the awareness and ensure each one of you has the opportunity to taste it and improve your health. Get your first pack, order now, and we are available in Bangalore, where we have a number of customers who have already promised us and validated that this product is truly nutritious. So check out the comments box where you have an opportunity to place your order in the link provided, or reach us on Instagram DM to get your first bag of Vitamin B Granola. I'll see you soon. Stay tuned, be healthy, and be confident. Hi, Dr. Rasya. It's wonderful to have you back on Vitamin B with Mohana.
Can I tell you what a great pleasure it is to be back? It feels like we're chatting and we have become friends already.
Yeah, we are. And I love the work that you do on Insta. Every day I see something so cool and interesting. And I've always told you that I'm a big fan of doctors like you all who've come out there, you're pushing yourself and giving us such great content. So thanks for that as well.
Thank you so much. I think it takes a lot of effort to put in the right information, and the right person has to put it out there. So we are just doing a small part of the hard work. But it is basically through creating content like this that we will be able to make the general public aware of skin and hair issues, which I feel a lot of people have taken over. And everybody seems to have an opinion on skin and hair, and they might not be the real experts at all. So we are just doing our bit.
And whatever you try today, everyone has a problem, and more so for hair than skin. It's unbelievable how everybody can discuss, hair care, and it's such a sad topic, doctor. And I myself, I'm looking for answers as well. So I'm really happy to be talking to you today. So one of the things that I want to start with essentially is what's happening in the world of, hair care. What are the latest trends, technology, anything interesting has happened in the last year or two?
So let me say, when we talk about hair, I think what is very interesting for dermatologists per se is the pre-COVID and the post-COVID era. Okay. So when COVID changed a lot of things, and one of the things which we noticed significantly, a significant amount of hair loss happened post-COVID. Okay. Was it the stress? Was it COVID itself? Or the COVID vaccine? Was it the changing diet after COVID? We don't know. We will figure it out in the years to come. How COVID actually, but we saw a lot of people developing severe hair loss. Okay. Younger people coming with hair loss. Yeah. Premature graying of hair. Autoimmune diseases affecting hair, which caused hair loss as well. Yeah. Everything increased post-COVID. Okay. But what also has changed over the last 4 years is that people are more experimenting with their hair care products. People have now gone organic, vegan with their hair care products. Also, a lot of people are trying a lot of new things, whether it is hair straightening, hair botox, whether it is coloring the hair. So there are so many new trends. And there are so many new technologies and treatments coming to treat all these conditions which have come post-COVID. So I think we are going to have a lot of things to discuss today. Yeah. So let's get started.
So what are the top trends?
I think the biggest trends now is that if you look at any girl, that she has straightened hair. Yeah. And then you have the hair color variants right from balayage, or you have your tweaks and your global hair colorings. Trends are more towards chemical treatments of the hair when it comes to salon-based treatment. When it comes to in-clinic treatment, we are talking about treating hair fall per se. Yeah. So we have a lot of treatments like platelet-rich plasma, where we are rejuvenating the hair with the patient's own blood. Okay. Or growth factor complex treatments, or GFC treatment as it is called. And a very much increase in awareness and treatments with hair transplants, whether it is for men or women. So these are the latest trends. And the absolute newest kid on the block is a treatment called exosome. Okay. Exosome is a treatment where we talked about platelet-rich plasma. It's from your own blood. Okay. Exosome is a growth factor derived from an umbilical cord or a growth cell, which is a stem cell, an undifferentiated cell. So this is the latest in hair fall treatment. Yeah. It is still something that we are still researching, but this is very exciting because it has so the potential of an exosome is much, much more than if you took growth factor from your own blood.
So it's like umbilical cord that connects the mother to her child. Correct. I think I've heard of this in Korea. Korea, they do that a lot.
Korean products have got exosome. Okay. And you have, this is the buzzword of 2024, 2025 is going to be exosome. Okay. I think it's going to be a fun thing to look forward to when we start seeing the early studies are showing significantly good improvement in hair and as well as in skin rejuvenation. It's going to be the buzzword for 2020.
I really hope it helps us because it's a nightmare. Hair care is a nightmare. Whatever you do, like especially South Indians, we have frizzy hair, it's the weather and all of that, right? And mostly I want to sort of start our conversation by saying that a lot of us have tried certain chemical treatments. It's only made the hair worse over time. So having said that, we'll put that aside. We'll come back to it and I'll get your views on what we did wrong also. But like, going back to that hair fall issue, right? I'm sure most people will relate to this. Doctor, what do we do? Why is this happening?
So, as a dermatologist, here's how I approach hair fall. We have hair fall in men, we have hair fall in women. Okay, so we'll start off with hair fall in men. Yeah. Usually, almost 95% of the time, hair fall in men was thought to be the male pattern hair loss, which was starting. Normally, the male pattern hair loss, which meant that they lost the hair in the temple area, in the occiput area, right? They were going bald. Usually started in their 40s. Yeah. But what we have seen over the period of years, as early as 20s, we are seeing young boys come in with this hair fall issue, hair thinning issue, probably because of the changing lifestyle, changing stress, changing pollution, and the diet. Yeah. There is a direct correlation between excessive weight gain, obesity, and male pattern hair loss. So we are saying that young people who are obese, they start thinning early. Obviously, there is genetic preponderance as well. If your mother's or father's family had a male pattern relative, you would have the genetic thing too. not sleeping on time, sleep habit, poor nutrition habit, which I always keep telling you that hair and skin is what you eat. Smoking, all these things trigger a very early onset of hair thinning, and so did COVID for some reason. So that is what I was trying to tell you, is that this is what are the causes for hair loss in men. Coming to women, it's much more complicated because women have hormonal issues, they have polycystic ovary, they have chances of thyroid issues, they have poorer nutrition when compared to their men, not because they're socially or not being fed, but they're emotional eaters, they're binge dieters, they love intermittent fasting, keto diet. So all this yo-yo dieting is also going to cause hair loss. Then you have a nutritional loss which happens in the form of periods every month. And then you have the regular causes of hair fall, which is like using a lot of hair products or doing a lot of chemical treatments. So when you put all these together, treating a woman with hair loss or hair thinning is much more difficult than treating a man. Treating a man is slightly more straightforward. That being said, when a person comes to you with hair fall or hair thinning, what we look at is their hair shedding, and this hair is falling, or the hair is being progressively replaced by thinner. So you have hair loss versus hair fall. So if it is a hair fall issue where the hair is actually being shed, then we are looking at vitamin deficiency, nutrition, sleep, pollution, those kind of issues. And if the hair is progressively becoming thinner, you are not noticing when the hair is lost, but then the hair is becoming thinner and the scalp is becoming more visible, then we are talking about mostly hormonal hair thinning, which could be a male or a female pattern hair loss. What we also noticed suddenly in the last 4 years is the onset of autoimmune diseases, alopecia areata, as well as lichen planus pilaris, both of which are causing subtle and slow thinning of hair, but is more difficult to treat unless you diagnose it correctly. So these are the three things which we broadly classify the hair fall into. The pattern hair loss is the hormonal hair loss, the vitamin deficiency or nutritional hair loss, and then the hair loss which is coming because of a skin disease. So based on this, once we identify what is the condition, the identification is simple. We ask them a bunch of questions. We do something called a dermoscopy or a trichoscopy, where we observe the hair shaft and then we understand where is the thinning happening. Then we do a bunch of blood tests to make sure that we are not missing any hormonal or vitamin deficiencies. We get to the root of the diagnosis. Once we know what is happening, we are able to tell you, hey, this is the issue and let's work on it in this way.
So it's very nice because I think we all try to understand it in the same way. Hair loss means the same, right? For example, for me, my hair always falls, but I'm always noticing regrowth. So how do I keep? So maybe that's not all that unhealthy. From what I'm hearing. I need to just understand what's going on, right? But somebody else, they're actually losing hair and nothing else is growing. And that's a completely different issue altogether. So this is really, really helpful. But if you were to say that, hey, this is one tip for everyone, right? When they lose their hair, what could it be? Could it be nutrition? Maybe that's the basis of everything, right? I'm just wondering.
So if somebody tells me that they suddenly noticed an increase in the shedding of the hair, first thing I would say is look at what happened about 2 months ago. Hair grows in cycles. Imagine like the hair is like a tree. Now this tree, some leaves are going to turn yellow and shed. That's a natural process. Similarly, in your hair, there is a growing phase for all the hair, and when it is going to shed, the hair turned yellow according to the leaf analogy. It's about 5% of the hair, and then from there, 2 months later, the leaf is still attached to the tree. 2 months later, the yellow leaf falls. When there is an acute event which happens, let us talk dengue, COVID, viral illness, or surgery, very severe threat. I'm talking like bereavement, that kind. About 30 to 40% of the leaves of the tree turn yellow. And then 2 months later, they are shed. So your hair loss, you would think, oh, I changed my shampoo, That's why my hair is falling.
Yeah.
But actually the event happened 2 months back. So if you had dengue or if you had typhoid or if you had COVID in October, your hair fall would happen in December. So this is something which is very interesting. So somebody says, I have an upsurge in hair loss. I ask them what happened 2 months before. Were you on a diet? Did you do an intermittent fasting? Did you lose weight suddenly? Were you very stressed out? Did you not sleep nights? Did you do a calorie deficit? Did you have a viral illness? And then understand where is that immediate sudden upsurge in hair fall happening. In some people, what happens, these events follow each other. For example, somebody does a keto diet, they lose weight. Because of that, the hair fall triggered after 2 months. Then 1 month after that, they felt that they got a viral fever because their immunity was compromised. So 1 month after that, your hair fall is progressing because of the second event. In the third month, you thought something is happening and you started doing a new treatment. That triggered a hair loss.
So you're always losing hair.
You're always losing hair and you're not regrowing hair. So now how to understand what is happening? We have to have a trichoscopy. In the trichoscope, it allows me to see if there is a regrowing hair or not.
Okay.
Once the hair is regrowing, for me, it is a reassurance. The patient also, it's reassured. Then we can do a bunch of tests and correct everything. Correct the vitamins, correct the diet, etc. What is very interesting is, unfortunately, once the hair falls, you lose the whole length of the hair. But then hair grows a centimeter a month. So for you to get your whole volume back, it's going to take 6 to 9 months. And nobody is as patient as that. We are always trying, oh, this is not working, that is not working, right? So that is the important thing. And to be patient in hair care. Second, if you have a genetic tendency towards thinning. So imagine you are having this COVID and you are having some vitamin deficiency, but you also have a genetic tendency for thinning. The hair which is growing back could not be the same thickness of the original hair.
Okay.
Maybe it's going to grow back thinner. So this is something you would want to prevent.
Interesting.
So what is the one suggestion that I would give somebody who had a hair loss is that look what happened 2 months ago. If you think it was event related, like a viral thing or a diet thing, correct that. Start eating better. Eating better is lot of protein. Hair is basically protein. It is iron and it is biotin and it is vitamin D and B12. So correct all these in your diet and then sleep on time, kick that smoking habit and wait for 2 months. It's going to take time. And if you feel that the hair fall is not showing a decreasing trend, which is not going to happen overnight, it's going to take some time. Then it is time to see a dermatologist. Because for me, hair is something which is very tough to regrow. We all know that, right? So we want to make sure that we are not missing that opportunity in that window to regrow the hair back and then, not follow the consequences. A lot of people come to me saying, I was in my college when I lost my hair. And then they come to me 5 years later, 7 years later. Very tough for us to grow the hair back. So this is something that I would say that,
this is superb,
we want to catch it early.
Got it.
When I catch it early, it's easy for me. It's better for you.
So one of the things I'm thinking about is when I have a stressful event, I now onwards, I'm going to calculate that 2 more months later or 2 months later, it's going to fall. I better change it.
Correct.
But that signal doesn't come, doctor, to the brain because you're so into what you're doing, you're going through that phase. So something like this is very good, So
I think all of us are moving now towards holistic health. And when I always tell my patients, if you're having a stressful event and then they say, doctor, I was very stressed. I did not eat by my good food, or I neglected eating better. I neglected my exercise. I neglected my sleep. When you're stressed is when you take care of yourself better. So you have to make that extra effort to exercise more, to sleep on time, just when you're stressed. And especially people who work late night shift, we are seeing the changes of premature aging in their skin and their scalp. So definitely they need to put in the extra effort to eat better, to sleep whatever time they can get, and also to make sure that the nutritional requirements are always well met.
Superb. I think it just comes down to the basics, right? And I love the fact, I just like really what you said because it's very helpful to know and gauge what's coming up and then really balance and rebalance our own lifestyle, if I can just put it right.
Yeah.
So what happens to, let's assume everything is okay. I don't have hair fall and I have average hair, right? How do I, average but fairly healthy hair, what should be my daily routine to sort of manage my hair so there are no problems?
Yeah. A lot of this depends on what is your scalp like, because some people have a dry scalp, some people have an oily scalp, some people have a very intense workout and they have a lot of job outdoors where the pollution is more. Some people have jobs indoors. So depending on that, we need to calculate what kind of frequency that we are going to shampoo our hair with. So if you're going to work out daily, you may need to wash your hair daily.
Oh, okay. Even with shampoo?
Even with shampoo. Because it depends on if the workout is very intense and the amount of oil secretion and sweat secretion is more, the bacterial overgrowth on your scalp is more. Because we are in India, in a tropical country where there is a lot of bacteria and fungus. So that in turn is going to cause inflammation and it is going to cause hair loss. So if you're going to work out every day and like a big rigorous workout, all sweaty, you may need to wash with a gentle shampoo every day.
Interesting. Okay.
If you have very thick hair, you, especially men, right? The hair is associated with its own oil gland. This is called a sebaceous gland.
Sure.
So this sebaceous gland is going to produce a lot of oil. So in men, they may need to wash their hair every alternate day.
Okay.
In women who are doing an average amount of activity, mostly indoors, they can get away with washing their hair twice a week.
Okay.
But if they are also exercising very rigorously, they might also need to wash their hair every alternate day.
Okay.
Shampoo choosing, definitely sulfate free is recommended. But remember that sulfate free is not a very frothy, foamy kind of shampoo, right? So because of that, you feel Indian mentality is more jhag, right? More lather, clean it is.
So true,
Cleaner it is, right? But most of the sulfate-free shampoos, they will not lather a lot because they don't have those lather kind of elements, and that is good for your hair. But you should not try to overuse those products. Definitely recommend conditioner at every use.
Okay.
Every shampoo, every conditioner will follow. A deep conditioning mask, especially if you have a longer hair, definitely recommended for all women at least once a week. And this is going to be your normal routine. If you have dandruff prone scalp, or if you have very oily scalp, you can now invest in either a ketoconazole or a sulfur containing shampoo, which will be used once a week or twice a week, depending on how severe the seborrhea is or the oil secretion is, to keep the inflammation under control. Seborrhea or oiliness in the scalp, it's actually going to allow the bacteria and fungus to multiply.
Okay.
So when that happens, there is an inflammation or a micro-inflammation which makes it easy for the hairs to become thinner. So we want to keep the scalp less on a less oily scale, but we don't want to strip the oil. Suppose we use the ketoconazole shampoo every wash, we strip the oil, the scalp is going to respond by saying, hey, I'm dry, I'm going to make more oil. So we don't want to do either extreme. Using a little bit of product, maybe twice. You titrate it according to your workout, you titrate it according to how the scalp is feeling. That will help significantly in keeping the scalp clean.
How do I know my scalp is clean? Like a lot of people wash their hair. Like you correctly said, maybe they're overwashing it or underwashing it. Is there something I can observe that is breathing correctly?
A lot of people say, is my scalp clean? So remember, our scalp can't be completely clean all the time. It has its normal ecosystem. It is, you've got a lot of sweat glands there, you have a lot of oil glands there. So a certain amount of oiliness is normal. Nowadays, we are going to salons, they look at your scalp with a microscope or dermoscope and they say, hey, see, it is so flaky, let us do treatment, we have to clean the scalp. When I agree with you on point that we need to make sure that there is no excess fungus or bacteria building up, it's also not necessary to make it squeaky clean, like that lathery squeaky clean. As long as you wash it with warm water 2 times a week with shampoo and or 3 times a week with shampoo, and it is you don't have to ascertain that it is squeaky clean. A lot of tests like putting blotting paper or tissue paper on your scalp to see the amount of oil, it is going to be there, just like it is the normal.
Actually doing that is
yeah.
Oh,
So that it is normal to have oil on your scalp.
Yeah. Okay.
So don't overthink the oiliness and the cleanliness of the scalp. That is not to be done. If you feel that it is more than usual, if it is very itchy, sometimes scalps become smelly because of the oil buildup. You can smell the scalp is different.
Sure.
Or if you feel that there are boils coming up, these are all indicators that the scalp is not clean. And these are things you should go and speak to your dermatologist about. But otherwise, a normal person doesn't need to clean their scalp. There's no need to do a cleansing treatment.
Okay. And that's true, even something like this, in terms of daily hair care routine, somehow gets a little complicated when I travel for like a long time, let's say 2 weeks, I'm on the road, etc. Is there anything that we should pay attention to even during that travel?
So definitely carry your own shampoo and conditioner. Don't rely on the ones which are being provided
in the hotel.
In the hotel. Yeah, definitely they will not be giving you the same products that you will use at home. Second, remember that, when you're traveling, you're exposed to more pollution, sometimes a different climate, right? Like on a beach, for example. So see if there's any way you can protect your hair. Like you could use a scarf or a hat, which will allow the hair and the scalp to be protected from the natural elements, and try to stick to as natural a routine as possible. Definitely using hair serums will help to condition and so that keep it frizz-free. And also treatments which help. Sometimes on long journeys, you don't want to shampoo your hair. You want to do, occasionally you want to use a dry shampoo. All those are great. They are all okay for a short-term period of time. But try to get back to your natural routine as early as possible. That being said, short periods of travel, when not associated with a big change in eating routine, sleeping routine, stress, is not going to cause a big impact on hair health or scalp health.
Okay.
But if you are traveling for extended period of time, 3 months, your diet is interfering, your sleep has gone for a toss, those are likely to cause that telogen effluvium or that acute hair shedding which I was talking about.
Okay. And especially because in planes and all, your environment, temperatures are changing. You can feel it. You can feel that your hair is not,
that is not static that you feel, right? Because the air around you is ionized. So your hair becomes very dry and frizzy. So does your skin when you're traveling in the air. So just before you get onto the plane, deep conditioning mask. If possible, just a silk scarf on your hair so that you reduce the static. And then post getting off from the plane, deep conditioning mask again.
Okay, very, very nice, doctor. One of the things that I wanted to also, so closing off this particular question itself, right? So you use a sulfate-free shampoo, you can condition it, you can, based on your hair type, etc., and the needs, you can wash your hair multiple few number of times in a week, and use a deep mask wherever and whenever it is really needed, right? Any other product that supports it, because they have night serum, afternoon serum, morning serum, like it never ends anymore. It's so commercial, the world, right?
Correct.
And again, too many chemicals also are not very good, right? So what do we do? How do we handle it? Any other product?
So a serum which is a leave-on serum is not a bad idea actually, because it will keep the frizz under control. It will make sure the static is not so there and makes the hair more manageable. So I definitely think one additional conditioning like a leave-on serum is worth it.
It's doing the trend now actually,
doing the trend, and it will definitely help because I will come to it in the next segment. I'm sure you will ask me that question. I'm waiting for you to come to that question. It will definitely help to tame the hair. Okay. And now when we talk about hair serums, should you use something which has a sunscreen in it? Are you going to be using it very often? Only if you're on the beach or you have blonde hair, it makes sense for you to use serums which have sunscreen in it, because we have dark hair. It should not be an issue actually. And using a serum, whatever fits into your budget and whatever is definitely worth doing it. And I would not recommend using oil as one of these things. We will discuss that in the next segment, why I would say no oil for the hair.
I want to ask you that. That was anyways going to be my next question. See, time immemorial, right, from my grandmother to everyone who happens to have thick hair. Now, the Indian context, we're just talking India, right? Genuinely, when I look at the older generation, they had better hair than us. And their only solution was we actually used oil all the time, coconut hair oil. So, what is your view? Because okay, I'll give you an example, right? A friend of mine and me were talking that her grandmother used to put neem oil on the scalp here. She said I could feel it in my throat. Yeah, I could taste it. Yeah. So that means it goes in, obviously enters your body. So there's some level of absorption that happens, right? So when you hear things like that, how do we? There's so much research saying don't use oil. Use oil. We're so confused.
Here's my take on it. Now, if you're using oil and you believe it's a conditioner, because it cannot enter the tight junction of the skin, so it is okay to use on your hair, and then you wash it off, and then you put on your regular hair serum. But if you're going to use oil on the scalp, it's going to allow the bacteria and the fungus to grow. That makes the seborrheic dermatitis and folliculitis, which is bacterial skin infection, worse, which can then lead to male pattern, female pattern, or chronic hair loss. Okay, so no oil on the scalp because it's a growth medium for bacteria and fungus, especially in tropical countries like India. Oiling the hair, and it gives you a nice conditioning effect before you have a bath, not a bad idea at all. Or when it comes to what was the reason why our parents had thick hair and what is the reason that we don't have thick hair? I think we also have thick hair, but the thing is that they don't have the same kind of lifestyle or stresses or sleep patterns that we have anymore. True, very true. It is a very different world. Like my grandmother had lovely hair, and she had waist long hair, waist length long hair, she had dark hair, right? I have lovely hair too, but then I went grey very early because I picked up my dad's gene. He went grey early, right? And then I studied till I was, I don't know how many years old. I continued. Your stress was different, right? My stress was completely different. So we cannot tell you that, this was it. So my husband's hair, for example, mother-in-law's hair is dark till now. Like she's well into her 70s. Wow. My husband went grey when he was, I don't know, much earlier, maybe when his late 40s, right? Early 40s, he went grey. So we cannot ascertain only one product to the fact that the hair was thick or, the hair is thin. Now, application of neem oil and the taste, even the fact that there are some small molecules of neem oil floating around, you can smell it through your skin and it can go in. It's not that it's entering through your scalp, but the small molecules of neem oil which are there in the air also you will be able to taste. And got it. So basically, you can smell coconut oil, right? It's not, and the smell is what you're feeling as the taste. It's not that, it's going through your skin into your tongue. Interesting. Okay, so I don't believe that, the neem oil or the coconut oil, now you have so many oils, which are being touted as the hair growth. Like rosemary is one big example. Rosemary is the one. So when we talk about rosemary oil, definitely there is something that is working there. But we need to be having rosemary oil in that particular molecular level that it can penetrate, or it can be in that particular concentration that it can penetrate. Boiling rosemary, boiling hibiscus, boiling something else and applying, how much of an impact it has is very difficult for me to measure in a medical term. As a doctor, as a scientific person, I need to have a rationale saying, rosemary didn't work for Mohana but worked for Rasya. Why did it work? Right? There needs to be a rationale. But there is a chemical compound, I'm sure, which we'll be able to extract. For example, whatever coconut oil you said, we do use it as a formulation in our moisturizer, as a conditioner. It's there, but it is that particular molecule, not that whole product. And we need to manufacture in such a way that it will not allow the bacteria to grow. That is the important one. So use it as a conditioner, but don't expect a transformation because you think it's going to
grow your hair or transform your hair. It's just a conditioner.
It's
a good conditioner to use.
But it's a good conditioner to use, and definitely affordable conditioner to use when compared to all the products which are available. But we need to understand logistically. See, somebody is having hair thinning. Is massaging going to help with coconut oil? I think a dermatologist visit to understand what went wrong. Why are you having hair thinning is more important.
Wow. Okay. Fair enough, doctor, because I think there are 4 or 5 different trends at any given point that's always available on social media, and that product saying massage it like this, massage it like that. But you know very well that some stimulation is always healthy. But I think the root cause is what is more important.
Very, very
Because
important.
just because you massage it may not go away, right? Your problem you have to solve in your life. So just on that note, right? And I want to come back to dry and shiny hair. I'll do that in a second. But combing itself, right? Is people overcomb, undercomb? What is right?
Okay. So there was this old this one where you say brush your hair 100 times a day before you sleep. It's going to make your hair grow.
Yeah.
And I want to point out to those people who say that there is an experiment we did in school. I don't know if you, I'm sure you did it too in physics, right? You brush your hair 5 times with the brush, then you put it near paper and the paper will fly, right? And we're talking about static electricity. So all the things that you're going to do by brushing your hair is that you're increasing the static electricity. So you're actually damaging the hair shaft itself by brushing it frequently. So I would say, with whatever the hair you have, whether it is a straight hair or a curly hair, use a wide tooth comb to detangle the hair and then just gently brush the curls out. You don't need to use a brush or excessive force or detangle. You can detangle with your fingers. You can, because using many times brush is going to damage the shaft. And once the hair comes out of the root, right, it is no longer under the control of any of the nutrition that you're putting, because it's now you have to take care of it like it's already outside the skin. So you will have to protect it in every which way that you can. So repeated brushing, not recommended. Brushing 2 to 3 times a day, using a loose scrunchie or using a ponytail, what do you call these things?
I don't know.
Using a loose hairband. Okay.
Loose hairband. Okay.
Using loose hairband or crunchies. Using clips which are not the ones which are the sliders, but the ones which are the tic tacs or something, the crocodile clips, so that the hair shaft is not getting damaged. Those are the things that you need to do to take care of that.
That is super helpful, because I've been guilted for not combing, guilted for combing a lot. But every time I do anything rigorous, it falls. So you're like, okay, it's like a horrible cycle, you know.
Confusion. And if you have curly hair and you brush it out, it becomes more frizzy. All the curly, now the whole thing is the curly girl method is another story by itself. But then it is true that the curly people, their hair is already dry to start with. And then you brush it because you have been told in the school that it is not groomed. Right? And that is the mentality why people are going in for so many of these hair treatments.
To straighten it out.
To straighten it out. One thing is that manageability is easy, that I agree. But also this whole Indian concept of what is groomed hair, what is acceptable socially is very, in the schools it's very difficult. I remember all my friends who had curly hair, they had to get, they would get scolded by teachers and all. I hope that has changed.
I think to some extent it has, but it's more self-inflicted. I feel like if I have like frizz a little bit because of curls, I'm harder on myself to make sure it goes. But then curly hair does not come without frizz. You have a little bit of frizz, right? You'll have to, it's some more years, I think, doctor. I don't think it's completely changed. But nowadays I'm seeing girls have beautiful curls also. So it's a nice thing to see when you walk on the streets, right? So can you ever make your dry hair shiny?
I think with a lot of conditioner and conditioning mask and serums, you can definitely make it shiny. But you have to understand that when we have, okay, let us give this example. When you have a smooth wall, right? You have a lot of shine. When light falls on it, it shines, right? When you have a wall which is got a lot of texture to it, right? Like you have a wall, I think behind me there's a wall which is textured. It's not shining. There's one part of the wall which is shining, one part is not. So let us look at curly hair. What is it doing? It's going in spiral, right? So the way the hair cuticles are arranged itself is different than how straight hair is arranged.
Okay.
So the light reflect is always going to be slightly different.
Yeah.
So it's not like the curly hair is not shiny. When you iron it out, it shines.
Yeah.
So it's just that the way the textures are, the way the light bounces off is different.
Got it.
So when you want to make, the idea is not to make your hair shiny, to make it soft, make it well conditioned. That is what the end point should be. Okay,
nice.
Cannot compare an apple to an orange.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think all the girls with straight hair, we envy the girls with the curly hair.
The girls with the curly hair, I hate the girls with the straight hair.
I think the grass is always greener on the other side, especially when it comes to women. We always want what the other person has.
Yeah. But thankfully these days, you can once in a while make your hair curly or straight. So I love that. I would personally always prefer to go to a parlor, get it straightened if I want to get it straightened, or blow dry or whatever it's called, rather than anything permanent, So that's just a personal thing. So essentially, I want to come back in case you have any other advice for men. Their hair receding, balding happens fast, right? Anything that they can actively do to take care.
Okay. So let us understand what is male pattern hair loss. Male pattern hair loss is an accelerated aging process, right? We were supposed to go, all men will go bald. The age at which they go bald, the speed at which they go bald, determined by their genetics, by their stress, by their lifestyle, by their weight, by whatever other things are going on in their life.
Yeah.
So if the process has started and you see the frontal hairline receding, you see that there is thinning, remember that the process has started and it's a irreversible ongoing process. Okay. So you need to make sure that you start the treatment early. Go to a dermatologist, you will be started on some topical medications, you will be given some oral vitamins, very strict diet and this one. So you can slow down this process.
Okay.
I cannot tell you that, you're going to stop, but you will slow down the rate at which you are losing the thinning. There are many treatments, right from topical creams, topical serums, vitamin tablets. I was talking to you about platelet-rich plasma, where, we take the blood of the person and take out the platelets. So it is a rejuvenating factor, inject it back to make the thinner hairs go thick. And then there is hair transplantation. So there is a whole gamut of treatment. But always start early.
Got it. Yeah.
The later you start, so suppose your car is going downhill and you want to apply brakes, you don't wait for the car to hit the bottom before you put the brakes, right? Earlier you put the brakes, the longer we can hold it.
Yeah. I think these days you have, in fact, the last 5 years, I would say, has been so amazing because we have information. It's really about access, right? And you can access, and it's okay to do something about it. It's not shameful. It's totally okay to go seek that help. That's what I'm also learning, that it's totally all right to do something with my hair if it's not okay. Or my skin. Or anything for that matter. Earlier people didn't even want to talk about it, right? So,
So I think that is, as the world is changing, I keep giving this example saying that, our focus used to be on health, right?
Yeah.
It used to be on vaccine. Like most of the infectious diseases, now we have vaccines for, we have antibiotics for.
Yeah.
So this is the world of the what we call as the lifestyle diseases, like hypertension, diabetes, etc. And those are also, we are kind of getting, now we are coming to wellness.
Yeah.
And part of wellness, part of well-being is also emotional well-being. And if how you look, how you feel, and is connected to, your self-esteem, right? And your well-being, this is part of the emotional well-being. So taking care of your hair or taking care of your skin, it is self-care. It's no longer about being vain or selfish anymore.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's nice. That's what I love about what's going on. Of course, there's good and bad when you do anything in extreme. Yeah. But you take pride in looking great. There's no harm, right?
Correct.
Especially as you age, there are a lot of people who turn around and say, "Oh my God, you don't look your age."
Yeah.
It's totally okay. And you're also changing the fact that 40 or 45 can look much younger, and maybe it was supposed to be that way. We didn't know, right? We didn't know. We always got 35 and you're done,
This is the age, this is the age where, like a Brian Johnson is trying to live forever, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying we have to live forever, but I think we can be proud of the way we look, proud of the way we feel. And it's okay to be this way or that way. Choose not to be that way also, it's fine. But this is the way that it's a wonderful phase where you can choose to be how you are, right? And you can choose whether you want to start the treatment. You can choose and say, no, I don't want to start it. It's great.
Totally agree.
The fact that you have a choice. Before, we didn't even have that option, information, access, knowledge, and we were not able to afford them. Now we have everything. Now you have the choice. Before, they didn't have a choice.
And when you're older, you're supposed to be a certain way. All those things have been sort of put to rest. I think the world is different. The cities are very different. Right?
Yes.
So 3 quick trends that I want to get your view on: hair and color, hair and coloring.
Okay, so traditionally hair colors were used to cover up gray. Now they are no longer. They are a fashion statement. They express how you are. Using hair color is going to change the chemical composition of the hair itself. So doing it occasionally is not at all an issue. Doing treatments to like highlights where they are going to bleach your hair. Remember, the more chemical damage to your hair is going to happen. So be careful and use your hair products properly, like your shampoos and conditioners specific to that. Make sure that your nutrition is good. So you're going to complement the treatment by eating healthy and exercising more and things like that. If you are having acute hair loss, like there is a hair fall event happening, don't go and do a treatment. Don't go and color your hair when you're having bad hair loss. That would be a bad idea. Occasionally doing hair colors is not bad at all. But remember that there is definitely chemicals and your skin, there is going to be absorption of chemicals. So as less frequently as possible is probably better for you. A lot of safe trends are coming now. You now have ammonia free, you now have PPD free. All these things are probably the trends that you should go for than use the more chemical containing hair color. The quicker the hair color catches on your hair, like the 20-minute or the 5-minute dyes, which are the instant hair color, have more chemical content, and the ones who take a little longer. So the ones which take a little longer, probably more safer and preferable, and do little less damage to your hair. If you have an allergy to hair color, don't use hair color. You can use PPD free hair colors in that case. So basic take home is they're relatively safe. You can definitely try them. But remember these points, that you have to eat better, choose the correct hair care product when you're using it, choose the correct hair colors, and do it as less often as you can.
Fair enough. And that sounds very intuitive. It's just common sense to think about it when you're putting a chemical on yourself, right? So the second one, is extensions and hair.
So hair care extension market has taken off like anything. So right from celebs who started using it, and then everybody is now using hair extension. Remember, when you do a hair extension, you are putting pressure on the normal follicles, right? Let me give you a very simple example. You have some people who used to put their hair in tight ponytails when they were in school, right? And you see that they have hair thinning here. This is called traction alopecia. Consistently pulling of the hair, making the hair become thin in that area. Extension is going to do the same thing. So extension is basically the clip. If you use a clip-on extension, which is for a few hours for an event, not an issue. But some people are getting long-term permanent extensions where they're constantly pulling off the extension on the existing hair, which makes the existing hair weaker. So occasional use, temporary extensions, no issue. If you're thinking long-term extensions, because you have thinning of hair, remember your already hair is compromised. You're putting more pressure on top of it. So ask your dermatologist before you go.
Makes a lot of sense. I love the clip-on. I feel so outdated, doctor. Like, I don't do anything, literally, I'm like, what is this clip-on extension? I want to try it.
I think that, I think that I have the funnest job in the world, because this is all taught to me by my patient, right? They come and say, doctor, can I use this? Can I try this? Can I, and they show me all these fun stuff they have. Yeah. And I get to like learn about it. Then I have to go and read up. Hey, how is it going to work on them, or how is it going to harm them? Yeah. So I have the best job in the world. Yeah. So is it similar then to wigs also? No. Extension wigs. Okay. So wig is where you are going to use like a hair piece which covers the scalp. So it is attached to the scalp either with a clip or in the case of in men where you have to actually glue it onto your scalp. So if it is just going to be put on the scalp and held in place with a clip, it's like a small camouflage kind of patch. It's not a problem again. But if it's going to be glued onto the scalp, that is what happens in the form for men especially, then that is going to have some issues. Like, because your scalp underneath this hairpiece, it needs to breathe as well. Yeah. These glued on things cannot be washed. It has to be, you have to take it to permanently glued. It is glued for 2 to 3 months. Okay. And then you have to go and you have to get it washed in the particular place where you get these treatments done. And then the scalp also undergoes a lot of irritation because you might get a bacterial infection, fungal infection. So it is not something which is a very easy treatment. I mean, easy thing to maintain because you have to constantly go and get it cleaned and you have to go and wash it regularly and take care of it, because otherwise it might lead to scarring again. Because wherever you are putting the glue, the skin may get irritated and that is going to lead to some other problem. So one day when you decide that I don't want to have this anymore, you are going to have a scar. So you might not have much of a choice. But are they something that you should not do? It's not like that. There are places where you can get good quality done, and you should select those places and then make sure that the skin is not getting irritated by these kind of glues that you're using. And then you should proceed further. And these days you have very cute, small wigs. You don't, like, suppose this is like thinning, just insert it, Correct. So those are the clip-on ones. Those are the ones which I was telling you, where you can stick it on or clip it on. Those are absolutely fine. Great. That's absolutely so nice, and you get, the whole thing, doctors, you feel hopeful. Like, how long are you going to struggle to grow your hair? So once in a while, if you just want to get long hair, you look good, why not, right? Why not? Yeah. So I think this whole concept of why not is what defines, a generation who is ready to experiment, a generation who is ready to, be whatever they want to be, and not judge and not be judged. Totally. I feel a very important part of the aesthetic skin and hair care is not to judge and not to be judged, right? So why not? Like, if I will give you an example. If somebody was a plus size woman and wanted to wear a shapewear, you don't judge, right? Because then why would you judge a person who decides to do an extension? It's unfortunately, our culture says we can judge this and not judge that, right? I think you can't judge anybody. You want to be this particular way, you should be, and you should be that. And if I want to be this particular way, I will be this. Yeah, totally agree. And it's very nice that things are actually changing, and people are accessing things. They are accessing different options, and like you said, they're teaching dermatologists also. Yes, that is so true. That's so fun. So I have one last question, but I can't let you go without that. Hair care and nutrition. What are your favorite tips on that? So first, balanced diet. A lot of us keep doing yo-yo diets, intermittent fasting, keto diet. Every one of the diets cause hair loss. So, except for a balanced calorie deficit diet, which is a reasonable calorie deficit diet, should not cause a hair loss. Second, protein is very important in hair loss. So make sure that you're getting enough protein. Third, but protein doesn't necessarily mean you have to take a protein supplement. Protein means your diet, whether you're vegetarian or non-vegetarian or vegan, has to have enough protein. Remember that protein supplements per se, especially the whey protein based supplements, can cause increased inflammation, whether it is in the skin or in the hair, that could make your hair thinning worse. Third, make sure you're eating enough fruits, vegetables, and make sure you're taking your omega-3 fatty acids in the form of flax seeds, almond, fish. And then make sure that you're taking all your minerals as well. Iron is a big component of hair fall, hair regrowth. So iron is a big component of hair regrowth. So if you have an iron deficiency anemia, very common in our country because of already we have a nutrition which is poor in iron. We also have periods, so that we might be losing your iron in that.
True.
Childbirth again will deplete your iron. Viral infections could cause iron deficiency. If you don't correct your iron, hair will not grow back.
Interesting. Okay.
So these are the 4 things that I would definitely say. And don't underestimate the effect of smoking and sleep. These are some 2 things that you should look at. There is a hormone called melatonin, which is very important. It's released when you're sleeping. It's helping in rejuvenation and hair health. So now something we are focusing on is that get your sleep regularly. Sleep schedule is very important. And stress management and smoking.
I think it's so incredible, doctor, because not just for hair care, for pretty much anyone I speak to, right? Any expert says sleep, eat, move. It's the same mantra, and it's very unfortunate that I was talking to someone else who had come, and she said India is not number 2 in diabetes in the world. We're number 1 now. The latest reports say, the latest numbers say, in a year we had 100 million more cases. 100 million. So we're not moving. We're not eating a balanced diet, like you said. And hair is just one part, or skin is just one more part of us, right? The entire make of ourselves, we are not taking care. It's a lot to do with the lifestyle, I think, right? And the choices we are going to make finally. So, doctor, why are we graying early these days? And generally, what's your view on graying itself?
So again, graying again has a very huge genetic background. So if you had parents who grayed early or grandparents who grayed early, your chances would be that you would gray early. But what we are seeing is that parents grayed at say 35 and young people are now graying at 20 or 25. So this whole graying process again is oxidative stress. So it again boils down to your diet, sleep and pollution. And some new things which we are happening is the new molecules which are now being discovered, which will help to delay graying. But again, works well in people who are under 20 to 25 years of age. If we can correct their nutrition, we can correct their lifestyle a little bit, and then add on these products, which are topical application products, it may help to delay the onset of graying.
Delay would mean that I may have few strands, but the rest of the strands stay healthy.
That is one. Second, thyroid disease and vitamin deficiency, especially iron deficiency, is known to accelerate graying as well. These are 2 things. Again, we come back always to nutrition and sleep and diet again and again in this segment, which will help to delay the graying of hair as well. But then there is a huge pro-gray, embrace your gray movement going on. And then we are going to discuss later in the segment the use of hair colors, I am assuming. So that should also help people to make the conscious choice what they would like to do with their grays.
And once, if you gray your hair, I mean, if your hair becomes gray, can you ever reverse it?
So the newer molecules are promising just that. If you have gone gray and it's early in the graying process and you can correct these vitamin deficiencies, use these molecules, they are saying that it does reverse the gray. We are seeing some positive results in younger people, like who are in their early 20s who've just started to gray. We are seeing some positive results, but too early to say because these are new molecules. We are very excited.
And it's in India? These treatments are available in India as well?
It's a serum. Yes, it is available in India. Your dermatologist will do an examination of the vitamin supplements and your thyroid, and definitely recommend these. They are available and we are good to try all of them. But for a people who are much older, it's worth a try, but may not be able to promise such great results like what the younger children are experiencing.
Got it. So great. Just on that note, I've had a fun conversation. I cannot believe that an hour has passed by. and you've simplified so much that even I can use a lot of it, doctor. So how are you feeling at the end of our conversation?
I always feel like so rejuvenated, and I don't even know how 1 hour is over. I'm ready to do 1 hour more.
We will sometime.
Yeah. So I
Great.
think that, you know, a lot of how we are today, skin and hair is how we express it. Whether it is, you know, your DP on Instagram, or this is how we are. And paying attention to these two comes from paying attention to yourself. So self-care, self-love, very important. Sleep, diet, and exercise.
Yeah, and on a beautiful note, thank you so much for coming back again. I loved our conversation, and I'll hope to see you soon again.
Thanks.